My name is Dan B, and I'm with the Game Beaters.
It's your boy, Dickie Boots.
Evil Dan, baby. Know what's up?
All right, we got the great Mega Dan here.
What's up? What's up? My name is Richard W.
My name is Brian Peterson.
How you doing, Slayer?
I feel like Jay from Jason Bob, dude.
Okay.
That's Jay right there.
There must be 1,000 video games there. Walking in, you're pretty much overwhelmed by the amount and volume of games. Not to mention all the noise and lights. It's really quite the experience. I can't explain anything else that it might be like other than an amusement park.
That's a really nice arcade. The expansion really opened up a lot of games in there.
Amazing. I mean, the first time I went there, I was blown away. But this time, I kind of knew what to expect. But when I saw the expansion that they did, it was insane.
I love how big it's got, especially like towards the middle, too. The middle used to be a lot smaller, and they added to it a lot. It is huge compared to what it was before. How big is this going to get? I have no idea, but I'm willing to find out. $20 to play all the games you can play? You have a chance, go.
If you like retro gaming and YouTube and stuff like that, you haven't been here. I mean, they have over, I think, 800 arcades at this point, if not more. Do yourself a favor and come out here for sure. One thing I've always noticed about the Galloping Ghost, you'll see games on the NES that you didn't even know were arcades. And then you come in here and they got they're an arcade machine, and you find out the NES game was made. Then you got the obvious ones like Jackal and Contra and stuff, but then there's like, did you know that like Legendary Wings was arcade, things like that.
Love this place. I've been coming here for like 8 years now. I think when I first came here, it had like 500 games, maybe 400. And now they're at over 1,000. Do you like retro games, arcades? You gotta come here.
Galloping Ghost, to me, was the most wicked, fantastical arcade I've ever set foot in my entire life. The amount of games blew my mind as soon as I walked in the door. I think there was something like 1,100 plus. That's a lot of games. And another reason I think I was blown away so much was the fact that I had not physically been inside an actual arcade since I was 17 years old.
Boots and I have been playing Miss Pac-Man competitively wherever we go, and we decided we're going to do it again. We're back to round 2. Big Boots playing Miss Pac-Man. We're going to have a face-off. It's going to be Nick Boots versus Dan B. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, we did have a Miss Pac-Man battle.
The thing is, we both scored dismally low, and that was because, some of the games are quite beat up. Miss Pac-Man was not an exception to that.
Man, it was jank. It was in bad shape. The controls just all needed reconfigured. Not right at all. Not right at all. Boy, Nick Boots, all out of sorts. All out of sorts. Shouldn't even have to have you playing. That's ridiculous.
You got the high score, 31,480.
Ridiculous.
What do you think? Was there any downsides to playing that?
There are some, you'll find out. You'll find out. That score might just hold up.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
But there was also this factor where, and you'll see it in the video, my hair is blowing a lot because there's a fan and it's blowing down really hard right on your face as you're trying to play Miss Pac-Man.
Where they had it was right under a air vent. You can imagine they'd have to be pumping in all kinds of air to keep that place cool. And if you were under the vents, man, it was bad news. It was hard to concentrate or anything else because the wind is just blowing right in your face.
You have this fan blowing in your eyes and drying them out, which makes it very difficult to watch the screen and make sure you're not getting gobbled up by ghosts.
So that made it a little bit of a challenge. And a score of 27,990. Both S4 scores, but I'll take it. I believe I won.
Boots beat me. He gets it.
There we go. I think that puts us at, are we 2-2 now?
Something like that.
2-2?
Yeah.
That sounds, I think we're now tied 2-2.
We'll keep you informed of the tiebreaker as it happens. One of the people we got to meet there was John from Intrigue Gaming. I didn't get to speak with John too much, other than when we went to dinner. We had a little talking about YouTube. And he seemed like a cool person. He brought a little entourage with him. I watched them beat a game called Contra Evolution, which is basically a remake of the original Contra game, but done with modern graphics. And that was a pretty cool game. I tried playing it myself, but the controls were screwed up. They slogged through it somehow and ended up beating it.
beat this random beat 'em up with Evil Dan. I'd never heard of it. It seemed like probably released as some sort of C-level beat 'em up, like Final Fight or whatever.
There was another game that me and Dick Boots beat, Team USA or something. It was kind of like a Double Dragon game. It's called literally Team USA. Check this out.
Some of the weapons in there were pretty cool. Like you had a rocket launcher that you could actually hit 7 or 8 people with.
Look out, the rocket launcher. Some of the things that was in it, like you would come across some like just regular people just hanging out, and you could hit them, and they'd run off.
It was fun. There was some cool things, like as you're going through some of the levels, some of the NPC characters would be running away from the action. You set them free or whatever, and you can accidentally hit them as they're running by sometimes, which is kind of fun.
And you can hit innocent bystanders. They're just sitting there, and then they'll like run off. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say better than Double Dragon, but it was more advanced. It really had that Double Dragon feel to it.
You beat him up?
We think so.
We think, oh wait, no, wait, a third? Third is not way.
No, wait. Oh, I started Stone stuff.
Look at all them golds.
Really cool game. I don't remember it though when I was younger.
We feel we won a victory for Zero Team USA here today. We fought hard in the battle of the way of life.
It's a good game, no. Wow. Never heard of it, but Zero Team. Yeah, definitely around.
Secret little banger here.
I did beat some games. At first, it was just me and solo on a beat 'em up that I had not ever heard of called Violent Storm. Mega Dan decided to join me. We got our asses kicked so much in that game, but in the end, we took that down.
I got through Contra. I always got to beat Contra when I come through here. And then we beat Jurassic Park. It was a sit-down one. Alien Armageddon. It's a gun game. Deathstalker, which was the game that was made by the Galloping Ghost.
Probably playing Deathstalker again. It's one of my favorite games. Me and Dad, last time we were here, we played it for 6 hours trying to beat the game. I got through Donkey Kong once. I don't know if you call that beating it, but it's still pretty hard. So I'm not used to that 5 Factory level. You playing on Nintendo, it's not in there. Me almost beat Lethal Enforcers. I think we're 1 level away, but it's just tiring.
I don't know if you've ever played Lethal Enforcers, but it's a light gun game. Every time you have to reload, you have to pull up the gun and hit the trigger and shoot it. You get 6 bullets. It is tiring. We probably played for like 45 minutes. I'm sure we were close to the end, but we were both exhausted.
I beat the Die Hard game. I played it last time I was there. I don't think I beat it that time, but I beat it this time. It was a really fun game.
I did play a game that was really fun called Death Smiles, and that's a bullet hell arcade shooter. And that was quite a bit of fun. I'm not usually one for bullet hell games, but the right one is fantastic. And this one just happened to be great. While I was playing it, I had Slayer on one side of me and Freak of 4 on the other, and they were cheering me out. And they informed me that the game is actually on Switch now, so that's kind of cool. I might have to try to get that because the animation and pixel art, fantastic in that game. It was a real fun experience.
I beat this game. It was a Japanese title. So I don't know what it was called. It's kind of an anime, some of the cheeky Japanese nudity that they always have in those things that got my attention. I guess sort of like a side-scroller shooter, I guess. You're not really in a spaceship or anything like that. You're just kind of yourself and kind of a space suit. It ended up being a really fun game. I just can't remember wouldn't know what it was called. It was cool. It was fun to play.
We got through X-Men 6-man. You had to go see that? The X-Men, 6-player X-Men. That was awesome.
I was the Dazzler.
The 6-player X-Men.
I think you need X-Men. We're about to play X-Men 6 players arcade.
Oh,
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Woo! I'm going to be Storm.
There's the whole welcome to die thing.
X-Men, welcome to die.
It's always fun to play those where you don't have to keep pumping quarters in them, you know.
There is something about getting together with a group of gamers and playing a 6-player arcade game simultaneously. That is an experience that cannot be beat. Playing something in person, what it was like back in the day doing it, concentrating on what's going on there now. There's really no other way to reproduce that experience other than to go experience it for yourself.
After getting our asses destroyed quite a few times, we kicked that game's ass.
That was a good time.
The highlight, I think, was just a whole experience.
Highlight, meeting you guys, obviously, the game beaters. Mega Dan, John from Detroit Gaming, Richard W. Freak of 4 is his birthday, so happy birthday to him.
Meeting Mega Dan once again, hanging out with the game beaters.
You know, we got to eat with them.
Meeting everybody was kind of the reason we went. It was a great opportunity to play video games with other people in the gaming community.
Hanging out with Slayer, hanging out with Richard W., and then meeting John from Intrigued Gaming.
Seeing you guys, hanging out with you guys is awesome. Well, I don't get to see you very much, and it's always cool to catch up with one of the retro game community. Seeing everybody again, seeing Richard W. again, long lost friend that I don't see very much.
It was amazing seeing you guys again. It was amazing seeing Slayer and Dan freaking 4 again.
But I don't run into the game beaters very much. Only conventions, so that needs a change.
We beat that X-Men game all together. Just the whole experience was amazing to me.
I'd say a highlight was that X-Men game. It was pretty cool. 6 of us there just playing the game and just kind of rocking out. And, that was a really good time.
And the X-Men thing was really fun. Definitely a highlight.
There's nothing better than a group of guys getting together and just playing some video games.
I loved it. It was an amazing time.
Oh, I freaking love it.
I like where the place is located. It's very not assuming. You wouldn't even realize it was there unless you knew it was there.
Shut your butts.
You can fill that in for yourself.
It's definitely a place you need to go to because when you get there, you're not going to believe it. And it's definitely worth the money that you pay.